Hi, Rosie and Alice. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey.
I'm so pleased to have you here. The girls from Equi are finally, I would say, in the building, but on virtually online. How are you both?
Rosie, do you want to go first?
Yeah, how long have you got? No, we're good. There's a lot going on for us at the moment, isn't there?
I feel like this year there hasn't been any time for any downtime really at all. Actually, in the last year, I think, I'm bad at taking holiday when I can't go somewhere.
Yeah, I hear that.
But there's loads going on, lots with Equi, and as you know, Jodie, Rosie and I are both working mums, so lots going on with, Rosie, you've been homeschooling, haven't you? And obviously now that's all over and life's a little bit more back to normal, we can really get our heads down and focus on Equi.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
And just getting out the house, not working from home has been a nice change for us recently, hasn't it? But also, just trying to, like we all are, get back into normal life and be excited about that and making plans and edging back in slowly. It's we've all just been through such a crazy experience.
I wonder if in like a couple of years' time, because we're all just kind of grinning and bearing it and getting on, and we are talking about how stressful it is, but I do wonder if in a couple of years' time we will just look back and think, oh my god,
yeah,
crazy.
It's funny actually. So my eldest daughter is 5.5. She's in reception, so her first year at school has just been an absolute write off. The poor thing. She had for the second lockdown after Christmas, she was having 6 Zooms a day, and it was
wow.
It's just, it's good for the education, but you've got to balance that out with what they're actually learning and experiencing and emotions and all the rest of it. But so her school sent home this poem just as their newsletter at the end of last half term, and it was all about how in years to come people will say, how did you do this? You didn't see your friends, you didn't see your family. And I think it's so true, Alice. We just kind of put our heads down and get on with it. And actually, people aren't going to be able to understand this in years to come. Like the next generation, they'll be like, how on earth did you do that? Like, what were you doing? And I think it's you can't discount that, can you? We have just been through a crazy time, but
it all just feels like a bit of a blur anyway at the moment.
Yeah. But I think that's the problem, isn't it? There's no kind of differentiation between what you're doing, but then there is now, but we just have to give ourselves time to get back into that headspace of having weekends to look forward to, having trips away, that kind of thing.
I'm finding it a bit weird because I had my first baby, my only child, just before lockdown started. It was in February, and lockdown was in March, wasn't it? March, April. So I've never really had a normal life with a child, and so all of a sudden now, my husband and I are kind of adjusting to having a baby whilst being out and about and being able to do things. It's almost easier, isn't it, to just have them at home all the time. It's sad, but actually in some ways you're just like, okay, we can control the environment, you can have a routine. And now it's like, oh, how do we get in the car with him and go somewhere? Like, how do we...
I said to Alice, it's actually, you've got to take the positives in it, because I had my second baby 2 months before Alice had her first. So we went into, so she was born early December, and then we went into lockdown in the March. But when I had my first daughter, I was kind of the first one out of all of our friends and all of my other friends to have a baby. And the FOMO that I had of sitting at home with a kid and, seeing my friends on nights out, or, weekends away, or even just, big boozy lunches or long lunches that, I just couldn't take my kid to. So at least you kind of skipped that whole...
No FOMO. Do you know what? It's so bizarre, because I remember when you had your baby, it feels like a lifetime ago. And to think that was at the start of lockdown, that's so crazy.
No.
Wow.
So like when somebody says to you, oh my God, your pregnancy's gone quickly. You're like, maybe for you.
Yeah, totally. Well, I guess you're already 3 months in by the time a lot of people tell others. So you've already done and you've probably done the hardest bit as well.
Yeah,
the first 3 months are the most difficult. But
I found the final stage the most difficult, to be honest, when you're just so immobile. Like, I'm quite an active person, and just like that whole, you can't walk longer to the end of the street without, the burning and the pulling and the stitches. Like, I think I found that the most tricky.
Oh, I love that, because I'm a bit of a slow walker anyway. So I was just like, just hang back with me. There's an excuse for my slowness now.
You're so active. You wouldn't have even known you were pregnant. You were so active at the end. Maybe, but you also had 9 months of morning sickness with the first baby. So I think you might be forgetting that.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, no, you're right. I did. I have forgotten that. Yeah, I was really sick. But I'd wake up in the morning and just be sick for like half an hour, and then it's like, right, okay, let's go. Day stop.
Oh no, that does not sound fun. But so you've both got kids. You've both built this amazing brand, and I'd love to talk to you more about that in a second. But firstly, I'd love to ask you how you actually got into this health world, how you met each other, and then how you built the brand. Can you just give me a bit of both of your backstories? Let's go first.
Wow. I mean, yeah. Well, I think so. I'm a nutritional therapist like you, Jodie. I mean, I got into nutrition. I've been a nutritional therapist for a decade now. I wanted to be a medical doctor and I studied biomedical sciences at Leeds, which is where I met Rosie. So that's, we've been friends for 15 years now, haven't we? First, we met on the first day of university, literally as freshers. So I studied biomedical sciences, loved it, but decided that going there and doing medicine just wasn't the right route for me. And I would love to say that I had like a health condition or I'd witnessed someone being, someone having nutrition as a massive part of their recovery from illness. But actually it really wasn't that. I was interested in food, and the idea that nutrition could make a difference and help people regain their well-being and be in some way preventative, or just that you could do that was so fascinating to me. And I was just in. Look, once I knew that, I was like, right, that's for me. That's how I want to help people improve their well-being. So I then went and studied nutrition, and that's it. I worked on Harley Street initially, built up my client base, and Rosie, you'd had a very different, you were experiencing you'd gone straight into the city, hadn't you, from university? So
so like Alice said, we met literally first day of uni, and just clicked, and we've been at each other's side ever since, really. Mm-hmm. I was studying economics. I think I knew from a very early age that I wanted to work in the city and I remember going into it thinking this is my career, this is what I'm going to do for life, but actually it's more common that that's not what happens now. People do have second and third careers, and I think I loved working in the city. I worked at big investment banks, and sorry, my kid is absolutely screaming.
Oh no, I can continue the story if you want, Rosie.
So
this is the story of our life, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fine. You can go and do the mum thing, and you can come back. We'll are you sure? Okay.
And where was I? Yeah, so I was working in front office in investment bank. I was in sales, so it was very full on, high pressured, fast paced. Like it wasn't just the work environment. I'd get into work at say 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and I'd leave, but then I'd be out entertaining clients, getting to bed at midnight, and then up again to do the whole thing. And it was great. I don't think there's much longevity in living like that. And I think the more time that I spent in finance, I realised that actually I wanted a bit more of to be in control of my own destiny, I guess. And was looking for opportunities or thinking about it. And then at the same time, I'd been on the pill for years. I'd been on Dianette. I went on it when I was 17 because I started getting acne. And the doctors then, and this is, however many years ago, I'm 34, they were, the first thing would be, just go on Dianette. If that didn't work, you put on Roaccutane. As a young girl still developing, it's quite scary, really. And then I tried many times to come off the pill, and every time I did, my skin would erupt, and I think, I can't do this, and I'd go straight back on it. So I've been on it for like, I don't know, over 10 years. And then I'd got married. My husband and I knew that we wanted to have a baby. And, you know, I was there was always this, you know, consciousness that I need to not be on the pill anymore and stop putting these artificial hormones in my body. So I had to bite the bullet, and I stopped taking the pill a year before we knew that we wanted to start trying. And my skin was it was horrendous. And it was big cystic acne all over. It was here. It was like my chin, my neck. And it just wasn't going anywhere. And I tried loads of different treatments. And it was also, you know, I was working in sales in a male environment, and, you know, it's horrible for anybody, but to be, you know, in that kind of environment, just, you know, it was awful. And Alice was specializing in, I mean, you specialize in all kind of female well-being, don't you? But at that time you were particularly seeing people for skin, and she got me on we ran some tests initially, didn't we? And nothing kind of flagged up as being bad or being, you know, out of the ordinary. And she got me on a range of supplements that were only available through a practitioner, and specifically in that combination. Like, you just would not have access to that combination of ingredients without having invested in going to see somebody. And I probably wouldn't have done had Alice not been my best friend. And it cured it cleared it up quickly.
Yay.
And it really did. Like, the spots literally stopped forming within like a couple of weeks, and then it was all healing, you know, the scars were healing. But beyond that, it had such a profound effect on how I felt, and my bloating, and just my temperament, my calmness, my sleep patterns, my energy, my concentration, like literally. And I was not unhealthy. It wasn't like I was eating burgers and, you know, bacon sandwiches for, you know, I would always go for the healthy option. And that, I think, is the irony. Like, I considered that I was healthy, but, you know, perhaps I was taking, you know, a couple of multivitamins, whatever, like so many people do. But actually it really showed me that there was such a hole in the nutrition that I was putting into my body, that it was so quick to get me up this curve and make me feel well, that we thought, holy crap, like, you know, there's something in this, this shouldn't not be available to people. You know, there's such a huge industry out there, and it gets a bad rep quite often because most of the products are ineffective.
Yeah.
And
they're really not just ineffective. Like, sometimes, you know, at best they're ineffective. At worst, they contain ingredients that actually really aren't good for our bodies and don't need to be in there. And I mean, I think I was recommending the supplements that I was recommending to my clients were practitioner level supplements. As Rosie said, you'd have to come and see someone like me to find it.
Yeah.
And actually, Rosie, you were taking quite a lot of products. It was quite expensive. There were pills, there were liquids, there were powders, and actually it was a bit of a pain in the neck, wasn't it? And I was finding that with my clients as well. It was the compliance, really, with taking some of those products was not great, and that might
and this is with, like, you know, a bit of a discount. I was spending about £300 a month, and it would take a good 15 minutes to take all these products. Like, it's unsustainable. I was desperate because my skin was bad. Of course I'm going to do anything to try and fix it, but, you know, the idea of combining all of these ingredients into one product, which is what Equi is, you know, and putting it out in the market. So we were looking at the market, and you've got your kind of mass market products, you've got your beautifully branded, high-end, celebrity-backed, you know, products. And then you've got your practitioner products. And we thought, why don't we do the best of everything? Why don't we bring this super high quality formulation, which doesn't exist and still doesn't exist, but you know, the quality of the ingredients, make it look beautiful, put it in a nice, you know, brand that will appeal to the people we're trying to target, and make it available on the mass market, because it's not too expensive, but, you know, most importantly, it works. And that's, you know, that was kind of the ethos of the brand, wasn't it? And we did start with a beauty, we call it a beauty formula. It's a skin specific product, but we also started with a more general well-being, which followed the same ethos of this full range of supplements
I haven't actually got beauty formula because I've finished all of it, but this is our original formula, which is the General Wellbeing Energy Focus blend.
Yeah,
amazing. So those of you that are listening and can't see this, Alice is holding up their amazing bottle of supplements. But if you want to see it, head on over to the YouTube video and it will be available. But yeah, your products are phenomenal. They are top of my list when I'm recommending supplements to any of my clients, women in the Female Health Hub. It's just top. And the pregnancy one, now I'm going to hold up a bottle. This one, I recommend the pregnancy formula. Whenever anyone comes to see me and they're on, I don't know whether I'm allowed to say other brands, but you know, the brands that you find in supermarkets beginning with P and rhyming with Equi or like any of the general ones, they're full of rubbish, and they contain,
like, the more you dig into it and the more market research we did and the more you dig into the actual formulations, and it's, you know, we are not here to poo-poo other brands, like I'll do that. Yeah. But, you know, you've got to be careful. You've got to look at what are, you know, and everything in an ingredient list is listed by mass. So it's on a descending kind of scale. So the most the highest quantity is at the top of the list, and quite often
it's a filler or it's a binder.
Or a bulking agent or an anti-caking agent or something that, you know, you don't really want to put in your body. And why are you or if you look at, you know, or it's a carrot powder or a broccoli powder, like, which is cheap, by the way, but, you know, is that really giving a, you know, bang for your buck? Probably not. So that for like the formulations have always been, and Alice can talk more about it and how they work, but, you know, absolutely fundamental. And our thing was always, this has to work. We have to, you know, and we can talk about this later, but building a brand, like the products that they have to work, and the reason that they do work is because, well, the approach to nutrition and the quality of the formulations, but there's absolutely nothing in there that doesn't pack a nutritional punch. Every microgram in there is in there for a reason, for a benefit. There's no chemicals, there's no fillers, you know, there's no preservatives. It's all highest quality nutritional ingredients.
This is why I love you guys, and this is why I wanted you on, and I'm always messaging you going, I want to just get you out there because I love it. But like, even just reading things, you contain folate, which also I'm always telling the women that I work with, you need folate over folic acid because it's just synthetic and it's more absorbable. But just like including ginger root extract in your pregnancy supplement, I mean, genius. Why doesn't everybody do this? I love it. It's phenomenal.
Thank you. I mean, I think, you know, I don't think people who are listening to this, if they're sort of thinking, oh my God, I'm 6 months pregnant, I've been taking, you know, the market leading brand, you know, don't worry. Like, don't worry. You know, these ingredients aren't illegal, and they're not going to be harming your body. I just think it's just that they could be so much better, and you know, those other options are available, and that's really what we wanted to bring. We wanted to bring a practitioner level standard and quality and insight to more people who wouldn't know that those products exist.
I think that there's, you know, the science is forever evolving. The wellness industry since we've started has grown phenomenally, and it was growing, you know, at a very consistently high rate when we did start this, you know, but the supplement industry has just lagged for the reasons that the big brands that dominate the market, you know, they do stick with the kind of basic lower quality formulations. There aren't, and then there are, you know, the other side of the market seem to want to focus on beautiful boxes and, you know, tins and all the rest of it. So we are quite unique in the sense that we're all about the formulation, and we want to raise the bar in the supplement market with bringing this, you know, practitioner approach and quality. Like, there aren't many mainstream brands that you can get Andrographis or, you know, all of the
and
rare, you know.
What was what now? I haven't come across this.
Andrographis. That's not.
Tell me more.
That's not in our pregnancy formula. That's in our immunity edition. It's an incredible herb, botanical for your immune system, and it's particularly good for fighting and reducing, like improving recovery times. That's where the researchers on colds, flus, coughs, viruses, bacterial infections, and has amazing impact even on the gut. It's one of these lovely, amazing herbs. So we added that into our immunity edition, alongside obviously, you know, key things like vitamin C and vitamin D and zinc. Also probiotics, you know, reishi, which is a mycological mushroom, has the most incredible impacts on your gut, but also on your whole immune system. So we're combining all you know, there's effectively 10 supplements in one. You know, we're not just using vitamins and minerals here. Just actually to caveat that, in our pregnancy formula, we put a bit of ginger, but you can't take herbs and so on during pregnancy. So unless you've been specifically recommended them by someone like Jodie. But in our other formula products, which are a more comprehensive 10 supplements in one, you know, we're combining, you know, in our beauty formula, we've got hormone balancing ingredients, digestion supporting ingredients, immune ingredients, down to collagen, resveratrol, hyaluronic acid, pine bark. I mean, you know, basically everything your skin could ever need is in this product.
The whole ethos behind it is it's all, and you know, it's tricky to talk about balance in a way that doesn't sound a bit yogic and a bit, you know, out there. But equi is effectively equilibrium, balance, and the idea is that a body is most powerful when it's in balance, and the immune system is a good one to kind of use as a illustration of this. You know, there's a lot of talk about boosting your immunity, but actually your immune system is most strong when it's in balance. So you don't want to boost it, you want to balance it to have it working at its optimum. And that's true of the whole body. So the idea is that the supplements go in and nourish all the different systems within your body to bring your whole body back to balance, which is when you're going to have good skin and you're going to have good energy and you're going to be most fertile and your hormones are going to be, again, balanced. So, you know, and that approach, and this is all in one product, and that approach just, you know, we are still very unique in the sense that we do that. And I do think what we've struggled with is that's quite a big message to get across, and it can be overwhelming. And, you know, we try our best to educate without, you know, preaching, but, you know, that is a struggle in itself.
It's always a struggle to get those messages out when you know and you understand the way that it works and you know that something's going to change someone's life, but to sort of get that all across.
Yeah, but we hope that you know, that on some level, I think without everybody can, you know, that will resonate with people and it makes sense. And we just, you know, you just hope that you can quickly kind of just trigger something in someone's mind to think, oh God, actually, yeah, you know, that does sound right. You know, my hormones and my digestion are linked to my skin, or, you know, my immune system is linked to, you know,
my stress.
Yeah, people don't realize this, and I'm often saying to women that it's about putting pieces of the puzzle together and knowing that everything is connected. Because I get people that come and see me and they've got skin issues, gut issues, hormone issues, and they essentially feel like their whole body is broken. And you go into the medical world and you have to see specialists for all different areas of your body, and no one is going, maybe these are all connected, maybe there's an underlying thing going on. And this is what we do as nutritional therapists, is bringing that back. And your supplements really do support that, don't they? Because they target all the different areas in the body to put these pieces of the puzzle together.
It's quite an Eastern kind of way of thinking about it, isn't it? With Eastern medicine and, you know, the whole holistic approach. But what we like to say is that we bring the best from the East and the West, and the best from science and nature. So we, you know, Alice has included ingredients that have been used for generations in the Far East, but we're also combining them with minerals that come out of the leading labs in the States that are most absorbable and most bioavailable. And, you know, they're really special. There's a really nice story behind pregnancy, actually. I mean, there's a story behind all of our products, but pregnancy is the one that you seem to you focus on, obviously, from what you do. But I was actually pregnant when we set up we were setting up the company, and we were, you know, working away, you know, with the two products that we were launching, which was the beauty and the original. They were actually called something different when we launched, but we just couldn't find a good supplement on the market. And Alice was like, you know, searching everywhere, weren't you? You were shipping them in from the States. They were still not quite enough. We were adding in other things. And again, I had like a very expensive drawer full of supplements that I was taking daily. And we thought, this is we need to make our own pregnancy supplement. Like there is such a need for this in the market. And so it's so nice it's been well received, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, even now, most pregnancy supplements don't have vitamin D. Very simple. As you've mentioned already, Jodie, folate instead of folic acid is preferable because it works better with the body. Folate is the natural form, which is found in, spinach and kale and beetroot and avocado, those foods which we know are very important during that first 12 weeks in particular, but and also ahead of preconception. So we've got those key things in there, all of the B vitamins that work very, very closely with folate. They keep folate active and they allow it to work properly in the body, and they're in their best forms. So those are some key simple ingredients that should be in all pregnancy supplements but aren't. Vitamin D is rarely added in there. And then choline, another one, you never see choline in a pregnancy supplement, but it's such an important nutrient, actually has been shown to, just as much as folate, be linked with, oh my God, what's the word? Neural tube defects. And it's very important for the formation of the nervous system in a baby. And actually it's a nutrient. It's not even, there isn't even like a recommended daily amount, like an official recommended daily amount of choline, but actually there really should be, because it's so important. And actually I see, and I don't know whether you see, Jodie, increasing numbers of vegans and vegetarians and people going plant-based, and actually therefore not getting much choline into their diets, because it comes predominantly, it's found in nuts and some, in a little bit in nuts and seeds and sesame seeds, but it's predominantly found in meat. And actually liver, I mean, who eats liver these days? I mean, I do, but the nutritionists are putting their hands up. But, liver is a food that's massively fallen out of favour. And of course you can't eat liver during pregnancy, but a lot of people just in general are not eating that, like basically offal-based foods, or,
egg yolks as well. It's rich in egg yolks, isn't it?
Found in egg yolks too. So there is actually a lot of evidence about how choline is deficient, increasingly becoming deficient in people's diets, but how important it is for our fertility. Actually, we also talk a lot about how important it is for brain function and mental health, because of course it's a building block for the brain, basically, choline. So we've got all of it
in all of our products. It's in all of our products.
Is it in all of them? Wow.
It's in all of our products. But we have, I really talk about it with pregnancy, because it's something that, it's really, really important to make sure.
And it doesn't get spoken about, isn't it? Something like 60% of people are deficient in choline, or something crazy.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to tell you the number now, but there's a high percentage of people whose diets are falling short on choline. That's for sure. So yeah, we I made this product for you, Rosie, and actually it's one of our best sellers, isn't it? And a lot of people take it as just a general multivitamin. In fact, Jodie,
that's what I'm doing. I keep ordering them. I'm like, no other multivitamin is doing what I need. Like my adrenals are screwed at the moment. I've just been overworking, and I would say undernourishing, but I haven't. But I just need an extra dose. And I was looking, I was like, it's got to be Equi. And the pregnancy supplement has all the multivitamin, all the vitamins and minerals and everything I need. So
it's interesting.
Why not?
To say that, actually, because I was having a chat with we get this quite a lot. And it's funny when you try and you put adverts out on social media, and everyone's like, you just get it from your diet. You don't need a supplement. And it's like, no, but do you understand how much you're burning through nutrients? Like how much more quickly you're burning through nutrients? I mean, Alice, obviously you can talk about this way better than I can, but there's such a space. And I was prime example. I was eating so well, but I was burning through the nutrients that I was putting in my body way more than I realised. There is such a space in our modern lives when we're trying to do it all. And we're working women, or even if we're not, we're stay at home, we're parenting, or whatever stage of life we're in. Life is full on. We're busier now more than we've ever been as a society, and there's a huge space in our lives for a high quality supplement. And I caveat that with high quality.
Because Because also our soils are depleted, the food isn't as rich in nutrients. We can, back in the day, we would go out and just pick our food when we were ready to eat it. And now it just stays on a supermarket shelf and the nutrients just...
Well, covered in pesticides.
Yeah.
And then you're walking down a polluted street to go and pick it up.
Yeah, which then also uses vitamins and minerals in order to help detox and everything. So you're just, you're running on empty. I had this exact conversation with someone the other day. She just looked at me like, you're giving your son fish oils. Why? Yeah. And she just looked at me like I was bonkers. I'm like, but the diet is just not nourishing enough anymore. We need extra nutrients.
Yeah, I mean, it's in an ideal world, we'd all be stress-free, eating a beautiful, super colourful, nourishing diet and everything's been grown in super rich soil. But I think the realities of look, let's talk about women here. Men, of course, are in this camp too. But I think with women we have a lot on our plates. There are huge demands, particularly if we're, I think if you're, no matter what position you're in, no matter what you're doing, whether you're a, young professional or whether you're, working out and, like normally, I know it's not at the moment, like traveling everywhere, socializing, getting stressed, experiencing anxiety, not always sleeping well, or if you're a stay-at-home mum, with looking after lots of children, or if you're a menopausal woman or a CEO, whatever you are, we are, as Rosie said, extremely busy. And I think even no matter how, even someone like me, I really make an effort to my diet is so important to me. I really focus on making sure I'm getting all the right nutrients and so on, but I don't always get it right, and I want to go out at the weekend and have a burger. I want to go on sometimes on a weekend to Ibiza and drink too much. Like, that doesn't, just because I'm a nutritionist doesn't mean I'm a saint and I want to be perfect all the time. And I'm not saying that should mean I need to supplement, but I just think, along with the fact that we are often stressed and potentially burning through nutrients at a higher rate, there is definitely a room for supplements. And I see it daily in my clinic, and I'm sure you do as well, Jodie. And you see the results, and you see the test results, and you see the results in people who take supplements versus people that don't. And, it just needs to be, if only everyone could see a nutritionist.
It's almost like a bank account. I often sort of refer to this analogy, like you're sort of constantly making withdrawals, constantly with the stress and the work and everything else. And a lot of people are in the red. So you need that extra support in clearing the debt, as it were, like the nutritional debt, by adding in those nutrients so that you can go into the green, brown, whatever the other colour is.
I do think there's a cultural aspect here as well. You look at the US, for example, and there's so much, they're years ahead of us, not only, just in like the perception of nutritional value and perception of supplements, because, I think as Brits, we are just a bit more skeptical. And I think that, it's like, oh, well, why do I need that? Whereas the States are like, oh, this is good for me, bring it on, I'll have more of that. So, that's something that we're also aware of very much. And all of these, most of these pioneering labs that are developing these, minerals, for example, that we use, they tend to be in the States, don't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of research that goes on into this in the States. I mean, globally there is, but certainly Americans do seem to be ahead of the curve on this, as a general rule. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think that there is a lot of unfair backlash at supplements in the media here. Yeah. Well, some of it's fair because we're talking about the lowest quality products, but or very badly or trials that haven't been well designed, for example. But it unfortunately it does skew people's opinions on it. But hey, there's always room for improvement.
And so we've spoken about your beauty formula, your pregnancy formula. Can you just run me through the other formulas that you have and what they do?
Well, we want to support women at all stages of life. As I've mentioned, young professionals, stay-at-home mums, menopausal women, because no matter where you're at, there's something going on potentially, isn't there? So we have our beauty formula for skin, we have our general wellbeing formula, which is called Original, which is the one I'm holding up now, if you're looking at the video. And that is the replacement to the average multivitamin that people are taking as their sort of general health insurance. But it's just so much better. We've got ingredients in there that work to obviously energize, support your brain health, and keep you concentrating and have with a good memory and a sort of sharp focus. We've got ingredients that are fantastic for hormone support, detoxification. We've also, and mood. We've got ingredients that help to balance stress. So it's very good for people who are being spread too thin, or as you say, in debt, bank account wise, if you know what I mean, with that analogy. And are sometimes feeling the side effects of that, maybe not sleeping well, their immune systems might be struggling. So it's very good for people that are being pushing themselves a lot in that respect, just to keep them on their A game. And of course, it's got gut support in there as well, because that, as we know, the gut is central to our well-being and is so often affected by our diet and our lifestyle. So that is our general well-being formula with a focus on energy and brain function. And it's we get people saying that it's changed their lives, don't we, Rosie? And again, it's got sort of 50 ingredients in there that do that and do all of those things. We've then got weight management. I really didn't want to go down the weight supplement front, but I was increasingly having people come to me saying, I want a sort of a quick fix weight loss pill. I've been taking, an appetite suppressant, or, basically laxatives, or, caffeine pills and so on. And so there is a real need, or there certainly was, and there still is, to be honest. The weight management supplement market is terrible. A need for a general, a really sort of nourishing and balancing weight loss supplement that actually still works. So when we with Lean Formula, it helps to balance your blood sugar, because obviously blood sugar going up and down all day is not good for your weight, but it's also not good for your sugar cravings. So it doesn't help if you're actually trying to lose weight. It's very energizing. So energy can often be affected when you're trying to lose weight, and low energy and poor sleep are another reason why people reach for the cookie jar. It's very good for hormone balance. A lot of people who are struggling to balance to lose weight can often find that there's sort of stubborn areas of weight loss. It can be a hormonal thing, so it supports your hormones. We've got ingredients in there that naturally stimulate your metabolism, support your thyroid, and it's got something called glucomannan, which gently fills up the stomach, not in an unnatural way. It comes from a natural route, but it gently helps to fill up your stomach so that you don't feel like you need to eat as much. But with all the other ingredients in there, it keeps you going in between meal times, so it's great if you're doing fasting. So
and gut support.
And gut support, totally, which is so, we know, like good bacteria and certain strains of bacteria are associated with improved metabolism, so and improved metabolic function. So Lean formulas, we have it's really amazing if you're trying to sort of lose a few pounds ahead of an event, or it's everything your body needs when you're trying to lose weight.
It's amazing. Like, I was saying before you came on, I was saying it was half term last week, and I'd kind of got away for the first time in 18 months and just was eating whatever I want, fish and chips, pastries and, wine, beer, just letting loose. And I've had Lean Formula this week, and it's amazing. I mean, these products really work, and it's with all of the formulas, they're designed for busy on the go people who just want something, a trustworthy product that they can take in the morning, and that's it, they're done for the day. They don't have to worry about taking anything else. It's all in one product. They're powders. We do Original in a capsule. Pregnancy is a capsule. Pregnancy is slightly different because of the nature of the product, and there aren't the herbs and botanicals, as Alice said. But when the powders, it's the reason that they're powders is that to put it into most of them into capsules would be about 20 different capsules, and that just kind of illustrates how taking a standard one or two tablets a day just is not going to cut it. The amount of goodness that you're getting with these formulas is huge.
Yeah.
And they taste great. So the other thing is that when I was working in the city, like my fridge was not stocked at all. Like I was eating out or grabbing stuff on the go. And we didn't want people to be dependent on having a juice in the fridge or a smoothie. We just wanted it to taste good in water. So they're naturally flavoured, and they taste delicious in water. You just make it in a shaker or stir it into water in a glass, and that's it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Pregnancy formulas capsules, because obviously that's much easier for, if you're not feeling well. But then we were getting a lot of people saying to us, look, I'm taking beauty formula, but I also want to take original and lean. I want all of it. And so we developed our additions range, which are, I don't want to say the word boost because I generally don't like the word boost. It's just not good, is it? From a nutritional point of view. But they're add-ons that you see. We have, if you're taking original but you want extra skin support, we have our Glow Edition and we have our Beauty Oil Edition. Glow Edition is 9 of the most nourishing skin ingredients that you can get. Basically, it's got amazing array of antioxidants. It's got vitamin C, and it's got, oh my God, my son is now going completely mad next door. But anyway, Glow Edition, and it's also got turmeric, so it's anti-inflammatory, and it's got an ingredient called Opti-MSM, which makes collagen in your skin. So it's a wonderful support for boosting and brightening and improving collagen production, and also for clearing your skin. And then we've got I've actually got it here.
Can I just ask though, why would you take that one over the skin one, the beauty one?
You can take our formulas together. You can take 2 of them at the same time, but there's quite a lot of liquids going on there. And also people might not want to spend that much, so we wanted to have a slightly cheaper option that people could just add on at the same time. And long term, you could take both of them long term, but there's going to come a point where you probably don't need to take all of that. They're designed to be standalone. They're designed to be, this is everything you need in one product.
So you wouldn't add, I mean, you can do, but you wouldn't really need to add Glow Edition on top of the beauty formula, but you would, because it's got skin supporting ingredients specifically in it, but you'd add it on top of original or lean. Got
it. Okay. So let's say you're like, oh, I want to lose weight, but I also want to support my skin.
I want to brighten my skin. I want an anti-aging product as well. So that adds. And look, we've got big plans for that, for that range. There's lots that we can do.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm sitting here going, right, my pregnancy one, but what else can I get? I want the glow one. I want to do my skin. I want everything.
I take this the Beauty Oil Edition are really lovely fish oils that are designed to support your skin directly. So that, and we all, there's lots of fish oils on the market, but this is extra amazing for your skin because it's got astaxanthin and choline in it. It's naturally found in krill oil. So I take these alongside whatever formula I'm taking at that time. At the moment, it's original formula. And I love these just for hydrating, giving that kind of bouncy kind of glow and dewiness.
Can that be taken during pregnancy?
It can actually, but we do have a specific omega-3, a high DHA omega-3 for pregnancy, which is called Pregnancy Oil Edition.
Oh, you've got everything.
Actually, we've just put into production our menopause edition, which is really exciting. So menopause formula, which is going to be coming out in September, isn't it, Rosie? And that's, we feel like there's a sort of transition in life that happens that we're helping people with original formula, which is also great for menopause, but we really wanted to hone in on all the symptoms that people get when they're menopausal: low energy, brain fog, anxiety, hot sweats, bad skin, weight gain, dryness. And so we've developed a product specifically targeted at all of that as well.
Go, it's fine.
We also get asked that a lot. I mean, I think that I think there are a couple of times in women's lives that they look to refocus on the nutrition. I think pregnancy is definitely one, and I think menopause is the other one, because menopause, it's that you're older, a bit longer in the tooth, and that changes are going on in your body that potentially you can help alleviate with taking care of yourself and self-care, whereas I think in your 20s you're not really thinking of that so much. So we get an awful lot of people asking about menopause or perimenopause. And as Alice said, original formula is great for that. And we get such, like, we've had women say it just, the profound effects that I've had taking this. So, you know, who are going through it, you know, it's just helps them so much. They get anxious if they're going to miss a day, you know, that kind of thing. So to bring out a menopause product that can help even more is really exciting. And it's actually quite, you know, of the moment, because we've been talking about this for a while, and then it seems that more and more people are talking about menopause. You know, Davina McCall made that documentary. There's a documentary on Netflix, you know, I mean, we were formulating this before this all happened, just because more and more women were asking us about it. So it's funny that it's kind of come into the rhetoric, you know, at this time. So hopefully it can just reach more people and help more people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for bringing out the most epic supplement company brand ever. And I'm so excited that people can get hold of this.
It means the world to us that people like you know, love the products and recommend them to their clients. You know, that's like the biggest stamp of approval for us. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is totally genuine, honestly, because I do get approached by supplement companies all the time, and they're like, can we send you this? And I look and I go, no thanks. Like, honestly, a lot of influencers and people on Instagram will just push anything, but I've never been that sort of person, and I only want to work with the best.
That makes it difficult for us, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, you're selling a promise. It's not really, I mean, obviously you get the jar of powder or pills, but, you know, it's not really a tangible thing that you're selling. And there is a lot of negative talk in the market, and there are a lot of influencers out there peddling crap. So, you know, this all works against us, but we're just, as I said, staying in our lane, making sure that the products that we put out are the absolute best and most effective that they can be. And, you know, we've got such a high repeat customer rate. We've got such a committed, dedicated customer base that, you know, people do say it's changed their lives. They can't be without it. And that, you know, that's why we're doing it. So we can help. That's
what we live for.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have to get you on a whole other time to talk about the whole work, bum, life balance and everything else. So I could talk to you both for days.
Can you give us some tips?
Well, all listeners need to know is that we're not nailing it, and we don't have the answers.
We're muddling through, as I think that's what everybody does, right? You know, I think you look at these women, and I think that's the kind of, for me, that's the secret. Like, don't look at anybody and think they're doing it all, because inevitably they're not, and you might have caught them on a good day, or they might be hiding it better than you are. Like, I think any mom, working mom, you know, guilt is part of the job. That's just it. And you know, as we said earlier, even if you're not a mom or doing, you know, I remember starting out in the city, and it was so stressful, and am I going to be good at this? You know, the pressure you put on yourself, I think with any kind of young professional or young person starting out in life, you know, there's a huge element of stress involved.
Yeah.
You know, you've just got to get through the week as best you can. And if it's a bad week, make next week better. You know, there's no kind of magic formula for this.
I do have an answer though that I've realized that that will change lives. I want to set up a village and go back to community living where we can all just muck in and help each other. And that's my mission in life. Hopefully by the time, you know, I'm done here on this earth.
In Russia, didn't they? A while ago, it didn't work.
Oh, didn't it? Oh no. Oh.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, yeah, but I think, isn't that the whole sisterhood of being not, you know, of being more open about the fact that it's a struggle and nobody nails it all the time, and don't be too hard on yourself.
Totally. We're not designed to do everything perfectly at all.
No.
Anyway, ladies, I know you've got crying kids in the room that probably need feeding. Where can everybody find you? Because I'm almost guarantee they're going to listen to this and go, right, I need to load up on everything you have to offer. Where are you?
I mean, the best place to get us is our website. We are stocked in Harrods and Selfridges, and we're on a couple of e-commerce websites. But I think to go to us directly, which is www.equilondon.com, we offer subscriptions. So for a 15% discount, you can subscribe, and we can set it to whatever frequency, but the jars are 30 days. So you can set it so that you don't have to think about it, and it just arrives on your doorstep every 30 days.
And it's free postage. Did you just say that?
No, it's free.
Yeah, it's free postage. So you're not having to spend extra to get it delivered to you.
Yeah. You do, except for pregnancy, we do all of our formulas in 10-day packs as well, if you wanted to try them first.
Amazing.
But yeah, we're always on hand if anybody wants a bit of help with figuring out which formula is best for them, or just a general chat about their well-being. We're around. You can contact us on Instagram or via our website.
Amazing. Thank you both so much. It's been an absolute joy to talk to you both.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, Jodie.
Thank you so much. And thank you for all the support. Just to second what Alice said, it really, really does mean a lot. So thank you.
Anytime. Love you guys.
We love you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.